How's it going, everybody? I'm back here with another video, but this time I'm not playing any weird music and driving this thing off a cliff. This is the same Maxstone 8 in all my previous videos with the Jeep body on it. I just have the stock body back on it. I've actually lowered the body down to make it look a little more scale. But I came here today to let you know on some of the hop-ups I did at home that just massively improved this thing without having to spend too much money on it. The only thing I spent money on was I bought lead balancing weights for your actual vehicle, the little stick-on weights. I put about 1.5 pounds in each front tire. I've also drilled a hole in the rim, as you can hear it probably on the video, to where this tire will kind of absorb some stuff. So, insert wise, if you've had these wheels apart already, you know there is a foam insert inside of it. Now these tires are really weak, so you can't just pull that insert out or it'll be riding on the rim. I've already tried it. If you take that insert, you take your bead locks off, the tire comes off. It's flat across the top and has a chamfered edge, and it goes straight down on both sides. Cut that chamfer completely off, all the way down the whole side of the foam. Cut it off right where the chamfer starts on both sides. This will allow your sidewall to give a whole lot more, and it's going to grab a lot more whenever you're climbing something with your sidewall. Now on the top, I took a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch off the top. I just squeezed the foam, took some scissors, and just went around it just like that, and cut the whole top off. So there's just made this insert smaller basically. Now this tire's really going to give now. I also took the front bumper. As you can see, the bumper's still there, but I hacked it. Because if you use this thing a lot, you'll notice you're going to hang up on this bumper constantly. So I took and just followed the little design they had with these two triangles and just cut the bumper off just like that, and took some sandpaper and sanded it off to kind of round it off so there was no edge for it to hang up on. I haven't done 4-wheel steering yet. I'm going to show basically a wooden bracket build I'm going to do on my next video to show you guys how to do a 4-wheel steering without having to pay too much money for it. It's all about being budget nowadays, so this is what I'm here to help you guys do. The rims, if you've busted your tires loose and you notice there's a real thin layer of plastic that bead lock is holding that tire against, I busted all 4 of these off. I took the tire off. The pieces are inside the tire. I basically used some super glue and pieced it all back together again like a puzzle and glued it. Now that's not enough. It's going to break as soon as you put the bead locker on if that's all you did. So after you take everything off and you've got all that glued and everything's dry and it's set, take some RTV silicone or some aquarium silicone and run about a 1/2 inch bead on the inside of that piece of plastic. It's about where it cracked. You'll fill that whole edge up all the way around. You can do it on both sides if you want. I haven't had a problem with the insides yet. And that right there has just made this wheel almost bulletproof. I have been designing wheels for this. I haven't been able to get to the shop and actually physically build them yet due to I'm a busy person. Your suspension, key thing I noticed on suspension, right out of the box, this thing, it will torque roll pretty bad. Well, what I did is I grabbed the front wheel and I pick it up to where it's just about 90. Just about 90, if you can see the angle that I'm in right now, it's not quite there yet. You want to tighten your spring right here. Tighten it up, give yourself about 1 inch in between these two spots. And you want your rear wheel to start coming off the ground before you get to a 90-degree angle. This right here is going to prevent probably 60% of your torque roll whenever you're in the rocks. And you're going to have a lot more fun trying to crawl with it. Also, a lot of guys are complaining about breaking stuff. They're breaking axles, they're breaking gears. One guy commented on my post about grease in your gears. There's nothing wrong with grease in your gears, guys. It's not gonna hurt it. It's just gonna help everything out and make everything smoother because their transmissions are dry in these things. If you're upgrading to brushless, I really don't see a need to upgrade to brushless unless you're wanting more speed. But again, with the more power and the more speed, you're gonna start breaking hubs and stuff with it. I mean, the brush system in this thing is just fine for carrying this rig around. This piece here, some guys have broke this. You have to actually take your axle completely out of the truck, all 4-link, everything, wheels, everything off. You have to split this thing apart right here to get to the screws to take this bad boy off. I have broke the one, but I had to drive it off like a 20-foot cliff, and it cartwheeled all the way down before I busted it. With the comments of breaking hubs and breaking gears and stripping the gears out, if you're getting your tire in a bind and it acts like it's not wanting to go, don't gun it. I mean, it's kind of common sense to, if you got your actual 4-wheel drive stuck in between a rock with your wheel, you're not going to just floor it to get out, or you're going to snap an axle. It's the same, it's the same concept with this. You've got a lot of power in this transmission going into this wheel to turn it at such a low gear, and that's a big wheel. I mean, if I held this thing and turned the truck over, and it's probably going to break an axle on it. So that's just a couple of key items that I've noticed just in my experience in trying to modify this rig. Next time I have the wheels off, I'll actually take a video of the modifications on the inside that I did. Like I said, I tried before, but something happened with the video, and I didn't want to convert to put it on YouTube. So this is my Maxstone 8. I hope you guys learned a little bit from this, and I hope everything works out for you. Have fun crawling.